Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to do before we put everything back together is replace our U-joint on our axle. And I'll show you guys how to do that without a press. I do have a press, but I know most of you guys probably don't have a press. So I'll show you the technique on how to get this out with just using a hammer and of course a few sockets. So the first step is to take all 4 retaining clips off. This is what they'll look like when you get them out. And the best way to get it is with a hammer and chisel. You just want to find the end of the clip and just start hammering until it pops out. You might need to give the tops a couple of whacks just to break that retaining clip loose. So after a little bit of hitting, it's finally starting to go. They can be rusted in there pretty well. You just got to kind of be persistent with them. They will come. Like I said, if you're having troubles, just hit the top of the U-joint and then hit the actual shaft, and it'll break all that rust loose. There's one, and we'll just do the same thing on all the other sides. Alright, so I got all 4 of my clips out. Now we're ready to start hammering the U-joint out. What you're going to need next is a socket that will fit around the cap without touching it, yet small enough where it rests all the way around on the drive shaft. And then you'll need a socket that fits on the cap and will go through the drive shaft. Check this side. You can see it's starting to come loose now. Alright, see there, it's coming even more. We're pretty close. At this point I want to put my socket on and hit my socket so I'm not scuffing up the drive shaft too bad. Okay, there we got it. You can go ahead, flip it over, and we'll just take this cap off. Just like that. Alright, so this is what we got so far. Basically, it's just the same process for each cap. So maybe we'll do this one next, doesn't really matter. Put it on your big socket so it can go through, and then just start hitting. Alright, got another one out. So basically we got this cap off by hitting this cap through. Now we're going to line it back up and hit that cap back through and take it off. And we'll do the same for this one too, so you'll see what I mean. And just to make it easier, we can put a little bit of PB blaster on it. Make sure you get a good start. You don't want to go in crooked or anything stupid like that. Okay, I got it started there. It looks pretty straight, so we'll just keep hammering here. Okay, we're just about flush now. So we're gonna want to go ahead and grab our big socket again and set it right on top, and then just keep hammering. Just take this cap off, and our U-joint is out. So at this point you can grab your new U-joint, open it up, and it should be exactly the same. Here's our new retaining clip, so you don't want to reuse these old rusty ones. And then of course we got the new U-joint. First thing you want to do is take all the caps off our new U-joint. And then just pull right out, and then make sure you don't lose any of those needle bearings in there. So pull them out and we'll set them aside. Alright, so all of the caps are taken off. Just toss your U-joint in there. It doesn't really matter what shaft you start with. I'm just starting with a longer one. It's a little easier to hold. Then you're going to want to grab your cap and put it on your U-joint. Alright, and then make sure it's straight. And then you're just going to tap your axle shaft about right there. Then check. Okay. Once you got it started, you can go ahead and put your other cap on top. And a little trick here to get it started straight is to slide your U-joint out from the bottom. And make sure it slides in the top nice and easy. And just split the difference there. Just so you know that you're not binding up in this cap. And we're nice and straight all the way through. Now we can just put this back on the bench and keep hitting right here and get this guy all the way in. And we can even tap this a little bit too to get this started more. And if you look closely, you can kind of see the groove where I need to put my snap ring on. And it looks like you have to go just a little bit more, so we'll set it on the table. And then just give her a couple taps on the cap. Then check, and it looks like we can fit our snap rings on. And if you look at this one, I'm not all the way in the groove, so I'm going to give her a couple more hits, and then it should snap into place. Now we can just do the same exact thing and add the other drive shaft. Grab a new cap and start it out on the bottom here. I'm just going to give it a few taps just to start it. Okay. Then we'll add our last cap. And make sure we're straight. Everything's lining up. We'll check to see, yep, we can get our snap rings on. So guys, throw in your last two snap rings and our U-joint is in and good to go.